presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
In the air to right field, deep far and gone. A Jan Herbert Solarte blast last night got it started for the Padres in what was a tremendous victory last night. They went back-to-back, did Solarte and Schiff, and he's got 4 home runs and 8 RBIs in the last 6 games. The Padres' third baseman back in there again tonight. Well, it is game 2 of this 3-game series. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth. On or so along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball. The Padres playing some good baseball right now, and they're doing it with the home run ball as well.
Who doesn't like the long ball? I mean, chicks dig the long ball. We've seen a lot of it from the San Diego Padres. And when you break it down, yes, they hunt the fastball. They love the fastball. And home run leaders this season, the Padres, 55% of the Padres' runs come via the home run. Now, that's nice, but you want to be more well-rounded. You want to just don't be home run heavy and think that you hit a home run, that's only going to win ball games. You want extra base hits. The other downside is that with home runs comes a lot of swings and misses. This team has a lot of strikeouts. If they can avoid the strikeout, maybe hit a double here, a double there, trade places, a walk, and then hit a home run, well, then maybe it's a different story and they win some more ball games. But you can't be totally dependent on the home run because guys aren't going to hit home runs every night.
The Rookie of the Month in the National League is Antonio Sensatella, and tonight he's on the mound for the Rockies.
I really liked what I saw in this kid in Colorado. He's got a live arm. He's only 22 years old. Rockies really like him. And in Colorado, the power fastball really plays well. He's 95, 96. The elevation doesn't seem to really hurt this kid. The nice 2.81 and 3.1 record is really a testament of what he's got. This kid's 22, but he pitches like he's a 32-year-old. That's how much the Rockies like him.
Well, for the first time this season, the Padres are trying to win 4 straight. A good pitching matchup tonight in Game 2. Jared Weaver against Antonio Sensatella. It's round 2, and it's next on Fox Sports San Diego. It's Padres baseball, brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, proud partner of the San Diego Padres. By Petco, your complete pet store with all the services you need. By Subaru, the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru. And by Jerome's, proud sponsor of the best seats in the house. It is the Padres and Rockies in Game 2 of the series. Before we get it started, let's send it down to field level and Bob Scanlon.
Thank you, Don. Antonio Sensatelli, you see him warming up right there. He has been dominant, no question about it. And when the Padres saw him earlier in the season, he went 7 innings, allowed only 2 runs while striking out 5. Granted, he's got a great fastball, and Andy Green talked about it. Here's what he had to say about his hitters getting ready for it.
He's a fastball heavy pitcher. He's going to stay that way. He's not going to come out and try to trick you. It's a good young arm. There's a smoothness to his delivery and a slowness to it all. And when his arm comes through, the ball explodes. And that's kind of lulls the guy to sleep with his delivery, and then the ball jumps on you. So we're just going to have to be ready to be on top of the fastball, take aggressive passes at it all day long.
Hey, it's no secret, 78% of the time he's throwing that fastball. The good news is the Padres have seen him before, and when you look at his numbers, as the league has started to scout him out a little better, his strikeout numbers have gone down and down. The Padres know it'll be a fastball up in the zone. They've seen it. They know to lay off it, get him back down in the zone, and do some damage tonight. Home run barrage. Can it continue for the Padres? 13 games in a row with a long ball. They'll try to give Jared Weaver some support. Padres, Rockies first pitch coming up next right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Hill and Chatwood went blow for blow until the floodgates opened in the 6th. In the air to right field, deep, far, and gone. Drive to right for Schiff. This one is back, and this one is gone. Tonight, the Padres go for their 4th win in a row. The action starts right now. Welcome back to Petco Park in San Diego. It's time now for our weather report, brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 69 degrees here tonight in San Diego. Southwest breeze at 7 miles per hour. And the forecast fair for the remainder of the evening. Blue skies above. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Bob Scanlon with you for the middle game of this 3-game series. Padres trying to win 4 in a row for the first time this year. Padres getting ready to take the field here. Jared Weaver will be making his 6th start for the Padres, and we have seen great starts here at home, especially for the Padres, as They are home here. 3 different teams coming in while the Padres are here. They got the Dodgers coming up, and then the Texas Rangers coming in for the first of a home-and-home series with the Rangers here in San Diego and 2 games in Arlington. Let's check out Bud Black's starting lineup tonight for the Rockies. As Charlie Blackmon will lead it off in center field. DJ LeMahieu bats second at second base. Nolan Arenado at third base with Carlos Gonzalez in right field in the cleanup spot. Ian Desmond at first base with Gerardo Parra in left. Alexi Amarista, the former Padre at shortstop, gives Trevor Story the night off, at least the beginning of the game off. Dustin Garneau does the catching, batting 8th, and Antonio Zenzatella, he is the pitcher and batting out of the 9 spot.
You know, Don, look at last night's game. I mean, it looked like it was going to be trouble for the Padres with Chatwood on the mound. I mean, he was going through the lineup. 9 up, 9 down, a couple of walks in the 4th, and then the Padres got the shillelaghs out, and you could tell that trying to carry it over from last night. Guys are having some fun in the dugout, getting anxious to get out there, and a big part of the story was Trevor Cahill as well. 6+ innings, he had everything darting all over the place. The one thing that sticks out in the 89 pitch effort, no walks. Punched out 7 Rockies, and this timing's everything, right? And this right now, talking to Bud Black, they are not hitting on all cylinders, these Rockies team, because we know the run production they can put out there. Usually at the end of the season, they're first in runs, first in average, home runs. But the Padre pitching staff has put a stop to that.
You know, Padres right now waiting for Jared Weaver, who has finished his warm-up tosses, and they're getting ready to take the field. And Jared now ready to go here. And the Padres will take the field tonight, led by Jared Weaver, their starter. Weaver getting ready for start number 6, looking for his first win in the Padres uniform. 4.71 earned run average coming in for Weaver as he settles in on the hill here, and the Padres settle into game 2 of this 3-game series.
Well, for the veteran right-hander, the 34-year-old making his 6th start, he's got to throw any pitch anytime. He's got to keep him off balance, in, out, up and down, back and forth, and keep the ball in the yard. That's been the kryptonite. It's no secret in his first 5 starts. 2-2, 1-2-3. And if he can keep the ball in the yard, I like his chances.
Let's check out the Padres defensively, brought to you by Ford, and left to right across the outfield, Corey Spangenberg, Manuel Margot, and Hunter Renfroe. Third to first, Ryan Schimpf, Eric Ibar, Yangervis Solarte, and Will Myers, with Austin Hedges doing the catching for Jared Weaver. Harris since the start of 2016 for Weaver. Pretty good at fielding his position, and making his way to the plate is Charlie Blackmon to lead it off here now for the Rockies. The Rockies beginning of the game, a half game back of the Arizona Diamondbacks. They started this series in first place in the National League West, but with the victory here last night by the Padres, they have slipped. Well, that has been the one nemesis so far, really, for Jared Weaver. That home run ball has been the only issue for him, really.
And he's got to stay out of the middle of the plate, especially with the breaking ball. Sometimes the breaking ball has a tendency to hang in the middle of the plate, and that's where he can get hurt, like a lot of pitchers.
Well, Charlie Blackmon in on the left side, and the first pitch of this one is in there for strike 1, and we're underway. So Charlie Blackmon hitting just under 300 at the top of the Rockies order at 297. 7 homers and 24 runs batted in. Last night, a couple balls that seemed to fool him out there in center field as part of the big inning for the Padres. 1 in front of him and 1 over his head. Bud Black here for the first time as the manager of the Rockies. That's in there for strike 2. It'll be a strange feeling for Buddy Black coming in here last night. Former manager of the Padres. Taking a left instead of a right when you're coming in through the players' lot and into that third base dugout.
Let's see how many fastballs Jared Weaver throws tonight in and around the zone. That one right there was for show. Pitch prior to that was a changeup. You might see another changeup right here. He shook off. Fastball in here. Two-seamer. Bring it back.
And it's fouled back, and it hangs at 2-2.
You know, the one thing that sticks out to me, Don, is home cooking here. Since 2014, Padres have won 20 of the 30 home games against the Rockies. They win tonight, win a series, keep it going.
Full count now here as Weaver tried to grab that outside corner. Trying to get his first win in a Padres uniform is Jared Weaver. And a pop-up foul ground as Hedges will go over, but the ball is back into the seats. Charlie Blackmon does have a home run against Jared Weaver in Colorado.
That was a spinning breaking ball. Just didn't have much break to it. Right into the swing path. And speeding up the bat of Charlie Blackmon.
Ended up in the woods there.
Yeah, the shrubbery. Fastball away. Keep it down.
And a fair ball just up over the bag. That will bounce around over the plate as Spangenberg. To second base goes Blackmon, who started last night's game with a double. Done the same here again tonight. So just fair down that third base line for Blackmon.
Two-seamer. He wanted it away. Did he cue that ball off the end of the bat? Okay, now it hits foul, but according to third base umpire Field and Culbreth, where the ball hit before, it went over the bag in the umpire's judgment. Or it's not where it lands behind the bag. It's if in fact it goes over the bag in his judgment, and he rules it a fair ball.
So Blackmon at second base and DJ LeMahieu the batter. The reigning National League batting winner. As the pitch will be high for ball one. He took the title last year, did LeMahieu. This year hitting at .255 with a home run, 6 runs batted in. Ten multi-hit games so far for LeMahieu.
Good back control guy, batting in the number 2 spot for the Rockies. Runners in scoring position, no likey, huh?
No.
0-43. That's 1 for 23 this season for DJ LeMahieu.
From Visalia, California. And takes one on the outside corner. Looks like Ryan Schimpfe is also a product of Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge. Lined into right center field, a base hit. Blackmon was headed back towards second base. He will be waved around third. The throw to the plate's going to be close, and he is safe. A one-hopper to the plate. Hedges could not get the tag on, and in is Blackmon. LeMahieu on the throw takes second, and the Rockies take a 1-0 lead.
Well, Blackmon had to hold up at second base because from his vantage point, it looks like it might be a line drive to Solarte. So he's got to hold his ground. LeMahieu, as I mentioned, good back control going the other way. That's a slider away. Now Blackmon, he's got to hold his tracks. Now he's getting the green light. And I'll tell you what, Austin Hedges does a nice job here, picking it, and then, oh, did he get the whiff or did he get him on the first attempt? No challenge from the Padres.
So run in here for the Rockies. A double and a single so far, and an RBI for LeMahieu. And here is Nolan Arenado. He'll spray one foul off to the right out of play. You're going to look at this tag or non-tag at the plate here.
Okay, ball is in the glove, and up and down, and cannot tag Charlie Blackmon.
Arenado hitting just up over 300 at 301. 7 homers, 17 runs batted in for him on the year. And has now played in every game so far for the Rockies, as you might expect. And he lines this into left field. Over to play it off the wall is Spangenberg on a few hops. Around from second comes LeMahieu. Throw to second, not in time. It's an RBI stand-up double for Nolan Arenado, and it's a 2-0 Rockies lead. 3 straight hits out of the gate for Colorado.
Well, it looks like a slider that just kind of rolls up there. Yep. Not much sharp late tilt to it. And we all know that Jared Weaver's got to keep that ball down. He's got to hit the spot where Austin Hedges puts down that sign. That's a pitch where he wants down and away. Or if you're going to front door that one, it's got to start off the plate to where he can't get extended. That one just caught too much of the plate.
So here is Carlos Gonzalez, who's had a slow start to the year average-wise. He starts tonight at 207. And he takes strike one. Gonzalez with 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in, but as I mentioned, just 207 average in his 26th game of the year. Native of Venezuela. Double from Blackman to start the inning. LeMahieu with a single, took second on the throw, drove in a run, and then Nolan Arenado with a double to left to drive in a run. This is popped up, foul ground. Back comes Hedges towards the screen, but he will not have a play. Just kept on going back.
And even that swing there, Gonzalez was out in front of it. And luckily for him, the ball was in the stands. At times, Jared Weaver is going to be fooling these hitters because they start to lunge. They start to creep towards the pitcher's mound, and the hands don't stay back. And start working underneath pitches, and that's where you get the weak fly balls.
Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout for Weaver. Needed that first out here of the game. So Carlos Gonzalez striking out.
83 four-seamer up the ladder. And Gonzalez behind that. Whether he's thinking something off speed. Look how far behind he is on that. He's got to be thinking something else maybe.
One down brings up Ian Desmond. He's played just a couple of games coming off the DL with his fractured hand from spring training, and may have gone. They'll check. Yes, he did, says Clint Fagan, first base umpire. Desmond has made a start in left field and now 2 starts at first base in his return. Batting with Arenado at second base. And a drive to left field. Spangenberg going back at the wall. That ball is gone. A 2-run home run for Ian Desmond. A 4-0 Rockies lead here in the first inning. A line drive home run for Desmond, and his first in a Rockies uniform.
Well, getting ahead is step one. Getting to 2 strikes. Just too good of a strike. Outer third, and Desmond gets extended.
So still 1 out in the inning. The base is now cleared after the home run, and it brings up Gerardo Parra. Let's take strike 1. the other way to left, and Spangenberg on the line drive makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Sharply hit, but in the neighborhood of Corey Spangenberg, who's played a good left field. The times we've seen him out there, made a great catch in last night's game and secures out number 2 here in the first inning.
You know, that ball off the bat, the angle off the left-hander, a right-hander pulling the ball, it's going to hook towards that line. Every ball hit towards Corey is going to go towards that line, that foul line in left field, whether it's a slice or a hook.
2 down, and here's Alexei Amarista, former Padre, who tonight gets a start at shortstop. Wish to have seen action in the outfield and the infield so far with the Rockies, as he did with the Padres. Came into the game defensively last night, and had a pinch hit home run over the weekend on Saturday. Snapped a streak of 251 plate appearances without a home run. Pretty good for Bud Black coming off the bench. 4 for 8 so far as a pinch hitter. And again, his versatility has been key. He's played right field, left field, second base, and now shortstop for Bud Black. It's always good to have one of those guys that can do it all.
He's the adapter. You can plug him in anywhere.
Reaches out and lifts a fly ball down the left field line. Spangenberg over towards the stands will have a play, and he makes it to end the inning, but a big first for the Rockies. They score 4 times. With a 4-0 advantage over the Padres, we head to the last of the first inning. We check out Andy Green's starting lineup, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Manuel Margot leading it off and in center field, with Corey Spangenberg in left field. Will Myers at first base. Yangervis Solarte at second base, with Ryan Schimpf at third. Hunter Renfroe getting the start in right field per usual, batting 6th, with Austin Hedges doing the catching. Eric Ibar, the veteran shortstop, bats 8th. And Jared Weaver out of the 9th spot for his first hit of the year still. On the mound tonight is Antonio Sensatella, who has been terrific so far for the Rockies.
22-year-old making his 6th start. This kid's got a live arm. He is fastball heavy. Bob Scanlon talked about that earlier. 78% of the time he'll use the fastball, and he's aggressive in the zone. We saw the aggressiveness in Colorado, and I'll bet you a dime to donuts, and you know how much I love donuts. He will be aggressive here in San Diego as well.
Well, Manuel Margot, Corey Spangenberg, Will Myers here in the first inning, and Sensatella with his first pitch in there for a strike. What's it like to go out there with a 4-0 advantage before you even throw a pitch?
Be aggressive. Stick to the game plan. Don't ease up, obviously. But no time for nitpicking and trying to nibble. And Sensatella has the stuff to where he doesn't have to nibble. I like his build. He's got the big shoulders. He's got the big ham hocks. I mean, look at those legs on this kid.
On the ground right side, LeMahieu for the first out here at the bottom of the first inning. Well, Defensively tonight for the Colorado Rockies. Left to right in the outfield, Gerardo Parra, Charlie Blackmon, and Carlos Gonzalez. Third to first, Nolan Arenado. Alexi Amarista makes his first start at shortstop this year. DJ LeMahieu at second. Ian Desmond at first. And Dustin Garneau does the catching for Antonio Senzatella. And the Rockies making a move today as they reinstate left-hander Mike Dunn from the 10-day DL, and they select the contract of catcher Ryan Hannigan.
Who'd they send down?
Right-handed pitcher Carlos Estevez was optioned back to AAA.
Who?
Carlos Estevez.
There you go.
It was a battle last night.
It was.
I mean, I'm sorry for Carlos, but at the same time,
I think you owe an apology to his family.
Estevez.
There you go.
Okay. Well, anyway, he's back at AAA. Tony Walters, also San Diego's own, was placed on the 7-day concussion disabled list, and we had a feeling he was headed in that direction after leaving last night's game.
Yeah. And we hope that Tony is A-OK. That was kind of gnarly. I shouldn't say kind of. It was gnarly. Getting on the backswing from Hector Sanchez, getting on the right side of his head.
To left, and Parra was thinking about coming in to make a dive. A little indecision there, but drops in front of him for a base hit for Spangenberg with one away here in the first inning.
Well, hunt the fastball tonight, and this one he gets down to the label, but still up enough to where he can just deposit this ball into shallow left field. See what the Padres can do tonight on that fastball from Senzatella.
1 out, 1 on, and Will Myers. 308 start to the season, 7 homers and 21 runs driven in. .36 hits, ranked 6th most in Major League Baseball. Got 35 of them in April, the most that he had accrued in any month in his career to this point. And off to an even better start this year than his All-Star campaign last year. One for 4 in last night's game, had a double and an RBI. Earlier in the season had an 11-game hitting streak that came to an end on this last road trip for the Padres. He started a new one. He comes in with a 3-gamer into tonight's action. And a ground ball right side into right field, a base hit, make it a 4-gamer. As Spangenberg heads to third, throw there will be late, and the Padres have something going here in the bottom of the first inning. Runners at the corners with 1 away.
So this is what we were talking about in our open, how the home runs, and 55% of the Padres runs this year have been via the home run. Well, a single here, a single there, and then you turn over to the next guy and maybe a double. Keep multiple base runners on the bases, and then you hit a long home run, a very gone home run for a 3-run shot. You get right back into this one.
And the guy that could do it coming to the bat here, and that is Yangervis Solarte.
Even if you get 1 run in this inning, you've got to get at least 1.
Solarte at 282, 3 homers, 18 runs driven in his 29th game of a possible 29 games. And he'll lift one in the air to center field. Blackmon going back to make the catch. Tagging at third base is Spangenberg. He will score without a problem. Maybe not. Throw to second, and Myers is out there, but the run will count. He got across before Myers was out at second base. So Mark Carlson, the home plate umpire, making that call, and it was going to be close as Myers is thrown out at second base. And that will end the inning as Solarte with a sac fly to center. First run for the Padres, 4-1 Rockies. base on Myers almost before Spangenberg was able to score to give the Padres the run. How close was it? This close. Check this out.
You know, it was close at second. It was close at the plate. Now, Corey's foot hits the. Was he out before Corey touches home plate? According to Mark Carlson, Corey scores before he was tagged out at second base. Close at both ends, at second and at home plate.
That whole play right in front of us there, and it was tough to tell with the naked eye, but Padres do get a run out of it, and that was important. So 4-1 it is now. Rockies as we head to the second inning. And there is strike one to Dustin Garneau.
A good hustle by Corey Spangenberg, because that's just a perfect example. You've got to hustle home, because if he's out at second base before you touch, it doesn't count.
Fly ball headed towards left field. Spangenberg has been busy already in this game, and he makes the catch out there for the first out of the second inning. It's time now for the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, first one was keep the Rockies off balance. Now, the rough first inning, 4 runs, the home run, 2-run shot by Ian Desmond put the Rockies on the board. So, but he can bounce back, and Padres got 1 run in their bottom half. Crushed the fastball mistake. We saw it last night. Ryan Schimpf, Solarte, Myers, Margot, they all crushed the fastball. Hopefully it carries over to tonight. Still a lot of baseball left now.
A lot of baseball left just in the second inning with 1 down. Antonio Senzatella 0 for 9 so far at the plate for the Rockies. Senzatella batting for the first time tonight, and here against Jared Weaver, who has retired the last 3 in a row.
I don't know whether Senzatella is more like a name for a sweetener or like a breakfast spread. I like my toast with some Senzatella on it.
That's what fouled back to the screen.
I'll take my tea with 1 Senzatella, please.
Not 2. I like his name, Antonio Senzatella.
It's got a good ring to it.
Yeah. Who was the guy we had on the road, the last road trip?
Silvio Bracco.
That's what it was.
The designer.
Who went down when we were in Arizona.
Silvino Bracco.
Yes. Some good names in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Sliced foul, and it hangs full here, 3-2. Charlie Blackmon, top of the order, waiting on deck. Blackmon's already got a double and a run scored on the night. Big first inning for the Rockies. They scored 4 times. Now a ground ball as Ibar to one knee to get it. Gets up, and his throw will not be in time. Senzatella has his first hit. An infield hit at that, with 1 away here in the second inning.
Well, it looked like Ibar had him playing up the middle just a little bit, so he's got a long way to go. The dive to his right. Now he's got to get back up. The transfer. Now, Senzatella, he doesn't have blazing speed, but it looks like the 6'1", 229-ish 22-year-old is getting down the line quite nicely. Looks pretty athletic.
Now aboard here with 1 down in the inning, and Charlie Blackmon coming up. And a double and scored a run in the first inning. Padres infield at double play depth. Blackmon is a leadoff hitter since 2014. Looking first in hits, home runs, RBIs, and runs scored. And one of the better beards in all the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a solid beard game right there.
It doesn't even look like he trims it. He just kind of lets it go a little bit, right?
I would think.
He's got some stragglers down there.
Jam that time. Flips it foul.
You know, sometimes Jared told me when he throws his 4-seamer, he'll kind of cut it a little bit. It's not by design, but it just comes out that way. And I think that's where it can be effective in a guy like Blackmon, the lefty. It comes in on him a little bit. Gets down by the label.
That's interesting, but I have more information. He said in an article at the Denver Post that he had grown a bunch of different beards over the years, but the one that he has right now was started in October of 2013 in Australia. So there you go. There's a fun fact as he strikes out, and that's strikeout number 2 for Weaver. So the beard that he is currently featuring is from October of 2013 in Australia.
You can do so many things with a beard like that. You could braid it. Hidden ball trick.
Put it in the beard.
Yeah.
2 down. Senzatella at first base, and it brings up DJ LeMahieu.
How about that strikeout? Remember, he got Gonzalez up the ladder. Charlie Blackmon goes down, swinging at the fastball.
He went down by
the way of the K.
2 down here in the second. LeMahieu singled to drive in a run in the first inning. Well, Margot, center fielder, over towards right center. Padres signed Weaver in February. He's out of Northridge, California. Of course, originally drafted by the Angels in the first round. Cal State Long Beach. Played with the Angels up until this season. Wanted to stay in Southern California. One of the reasons he chose the Padres here to sign with this year. On the ground to Ibar. Slides in front of it and goes to second for the force out. That ends the top of the second inning. Inning and a half done. 4-1 Rockies.
Padres won. Hey, Saturday on FS1, the Indians of Cleveland are in Kansas City to take on the Royals. Catch all the action on FS1 beginning at noon Pacific or streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
It's on to the bottom of the second inning as Antonio Senzatella is able to get his first hit in the second inning. As we head into the bottom of the second inning, Bob Scanlon, your thoughts on what Senzatella features?
Well, Don, we've talked about the fastball a lot, no question about it. And so far tonight, he's only thrown 2 breaking balls. But what I'm curious to watch tonight, and we've already seen this a little bit out of Senzatella, is that he does change speeds on his fastball every now and then. Yes, he averages 94, 95 miles an hour, but in that first inning, we saw him throw a couple of fastballs at 90. What I'm curious to see, and Mudd, I don't know if you noticed this in the last outing, is he really able to locate it to both sides of the plate effectively? We know he can elevate it late for 2 strikes, but has he shown that he can effectively throw it to both sides of the plate when he wants to? I'm not sure we've seen that yet.
Yeah, I've seen a couple, Bob, down and away, but it's like, you know, my gauge is if a guy can throw 8 out of 10 times, maybe 7, 8 out of 10 times, a fastball where he wants it, regardless if you throw 84 or 94 or 104. That's my gauge. I've seen Sensatella, I think it was in Colorado, and maybe a couple times here tonight, where the 4-seam fastball down and away. And I think that's one of those things where you have to learn how to pitch inside with it for a strike. So to answer your question, I don't think the consistency is there. So I think something through time, that's something he can learn to do.
All right, Schimpf standing in here with a shift on the right side. Schimpf, Renfroe, Hedges expected in the inning.
See, like that pitch right there.
Sounds good.
Garneau was set up down and away, and he yanked it down and in.
The Padres certainly knowing what to expect here, having faced him in Colorado and now facing him again. Off to a great start, as we mentioned, 3-1, 2.81 ERA coming in. The rookie of the month in the National League for April. Schimpf trying to jump on that 2-0 pitch, fouled it off, and right now Ryan Schimpf with 7 home runs, getting his 7th of the year here last night. Right after Solarte had homered, Schimpf went deep as the Padres went back-to-back in the inning. $20 home runs a year ago for Schimpf, 7 so far this year.
He's missing with the fastball this at bat. Hitters count.
All right, Schimpf of late, very, very good. .333 with 4 home runs in the last 6 games.
That Schimpf is starting to boil.
Pops it up left side. Only Arenado left on the left side with the shift, and in Fairground will make the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 2nd inning. So 1 down, and it brings up Hunter Renfroe.
You know, for the viewer at home that is just thinking about what Bob mentioned about the fastball location, just watch where Garneau sets up. If it's a fastball and if he hits his glove, does he have to move over across the zone? Does he have to go up and get it? It'll give you a good indication how well he has the crosshairs dialed into where he's supposed to throw it.
Is he hitting the target? Elevates that time, and Renfroe chases.
And he missed because he wanted it down and away, but it works to advantage because looks like it's going to be a high fastball in the zone. Here comes a slider here.
There's a liner into left, and that's a base hit towards the end of the bat there for Renfroe. Third Padres hit off Sensatella in the ball game.
Slider down and away, went down and got it. And that bat will die happy. Uncle Snappy off the end of the bat. You can hear it all the way up here. But Hunter Renfroe will gladly sacrifice that shillelagh for a big league knock.
So 1 out, Renfroe at first base, gaining his lead, held on over there by Ian Desmond. Rockies double play depth as Austin Hedges swings at the first pitch, lines out to short. A look towards first for Amarista, but no play. Hedges was out even before he got out of the box. He hit it so hard to short. 2 down.
Well, I hate to say it, but that's a hang with him because Austin did everything right. Squared one up, just happened to hit it right at Amarista. So since it's Arenado, is it Amarista?
I don't think so. No.
No?
I don't think so. No one this year went to the public relations department apparently and said that I've been known as Arenado over the last couple of years. It's actually Arenado. So that's the change that has been made this year.
All right.
For the incredibly good third baseman for the Colorado Rockies. Figured he's been around long enough that people should get his name right. That's probably what he figured. So he's now Arenado. And he is very good.
He's good.
Eric Ibar batting here with 2 down. Hunter Renfroe at first base. runs, 5 hits, no errors already for the Rockies. A run, 3 hits, no errors for the Padres. As to the second inning, and Padres were able to get a run back in the first. And Renfroe with a short lead at first base. And a grounder foul. Reno headed out now to talk to Senzatella. The Padres started slow last night. They were held hitless for the first 5 innings by Tyler Chatwood. It was that 6th inning where the Padres scored 5 runs on 4 hits. And a triple by Margot, and Solarte's home run, Schimpf's home run back to back. And the Padres went on to win 6-2 here last night. Take game 1 of the series. We will play day baseball here tomorrow. 41st pitch here tomorrow. Perdomo matched up against Freeland in game 3 of the series. On the ground right side, LeMahieu ranging to his left, throws out Ibar, and the Padres are retired in the second. Through 2, 4-1 Rockies. Brought to you by Nissan. 3rd inning back at Petco Park. Rockies have a 4-1 advantage over the Padres thanks to a 4-run first inning. Padres get a run back in the bottom of the first, and Nolan Arenado lead it off here for the Rockies. Arenado with a double and an RBI in the first inning. Second time through now for Jared Weaver. Arenado in 69 games against the Padres. Will take a strike here and even the count at 1-1.
Arenado seems to be the player to me that he's always redlining, isn't he? I mean, he doesn't ease up on anything. At bats, the way he plays defense, the way he approaches pitchers.
Well, I think that's what makes him so good too. He hits a lot of home runs as well. How about 90 since the start of 2015? More than Bryce Harper or Chris Bryant or Anthony Rizzo or Jay Bruce.
It's quite a list.
Breaking ball up over his head. He ducked out of the way. Reaches out and lifts a fly ball to right field. Renfroe coming in for the first out of the 3rd inning.
See, now that breaking ball there, that slider was down. Looked like it was all upper body from Arenado, taking the sting out of it. And that's exactly what Jared Weaver has to do. There's the slider, down, catches it out in front, barrel the bat, working underneath that pitch, and the fly ball to right.
One out brings up Carlos Gonzalez, who struck out swinging in the first inning. One of 2 strikeouts for Jared Weaver so far. And a grounder kind of hooked to first base. Myers was guarding the line, and Will tag the bag. 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Well, Ian Desmond coming up, and last time up hit a home run. Look at the sequence.
84 first pitch off the plate. The next pitch, 78, just kind of rolled up there. Not a lot of late action, and Desmond got extended for the home run. He's got to go way down, Weaver, or way up out of the zone if guys are protecting, so you can get the swing and a miss, or a pop-up or a weak grounder.
Now a liner to left field, and playing it is Spangenberg on a hop. Desmond will take a wide turn, but hold on with a 2-out base hit. His 2nd hit of the night. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game.
Being aggressive, first pitch fastball. See the glove of Austin Hedges, and on contact, middle in at 84.
Gerardo Parra getting the start in left field. Desmond, who was an all-star, gets his lead at first base with the Rangers last year. Also a threat to steal, and a little trouble getting back there. Native of Venezuela. He's off, a pitch up and away. They are shifting on him on the right side of the infield for the Padres, as Ryan Shipp, 3rd baseman, to the right side of the infield for the Padres.
Yeah, Ibar over there by 3rd base, the shortstop over on that side, solo, because usually the shortstop has the best range.
On the left field line, Spangenberg gives it a look, but it is back into the crowd. Weaver taking a little stroll in behind the hill in the midst of a meeting with himself. Now ready to work here on Parra with 2 down. Desmond gaining that good sized lead at first base again. Another check on him again, and another relatively close play getting back, and not diving back, but crossing over to get back.
Something Jared Weaver does very well. He's very quick with his feet on the pickoff to first base. Quick with the bottom half, quick with the top half. Dart throw over to first base for the pickoff.
And that one almost got away. Myers had to kind of reach around.
Did that hit Desmond?
Couldn't tell. I don't know if Will got a glove on that or not.
Watch the feet. Very quick snap throw from the ear. I think this gets Desmond in the back, or oh no, it was off the glove. Okay, off of Will Myers' glove.
Trying to elevate, but Parra took it and jumps ahead 2-1. Next pitch for Weaver is 55th of the night. We had 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Snapped on to first, and he's back safely.
Love the snap throw. You got the closed door right in front of Austin Hedges, that left-handed hitter Parra. Quick turn to the shoulders behind the batter. He set up inside, and then the snap throw, the quick turn.
And you got Desmond sliding to the outfield side of first base. Runner goes. Swung on and lined into right field, a base hit. So Desmond keeps on going to third. And it's now first and third. And with the runner going, you had Ryan Schiff kind of vacate his spot in the shift. And trying to cover, and it opens up that side for Power to send a base hit through.
Well, once again, another breaking ball that just kind of rolls up there from the righty Weaver to the lefty Parra. And with that runner going, yes, some movement on the infield as we take a look. There goes Schimpf.
So they're at the corners now with 2 down. And Alexei Amarista coming up here, the former Padre. 4 for 6 with runners in scoring position so far this year. And he takes one on the outside corner. Amarista hitting at .368 and doing most of his work coming off the bench, but going to start tonight at shortstop. Trevor Story on the bench to begin the game.
Hey.
He dances his way out of there.
And Austin Hedges saves a run. He's got Velcro in that glove of his.
What'd you call him? The wall.
The wall. Here it is. How that ball doesn't hit Amarista, I'll never know. And then with the backhand pick. It's like a cat pouncing on a mouse. Austin Hedges.
On the ground, softly hit right side. Solarte over, and he gets him to end the inning. Stranded 2 are the Rockies on top 4-1. Trade brought to you by Ram Trucks.
And we're going to talk about third baseman Nolan Arenado for the Colorado Rockies. This guy's so good with the glove. A Gold Glover moving to his left and using the bare hand. He's made that play many times. Won his 4th consecutive Gold Glove in 2016. How about the strong throwing accurate arm? He'll use the ground sometimes too. I mean, he's so good that the aliens even want him. They try to beam him up to the next league, but they can't have him. Tools in the trade for Arenado, doing it all over at third base.
Well, it's on to the last of the 3rd inning. And Jared Weaver leading it off here for the Padres, looking for his first hit in a Padres uniform. 0 for 9 so far in his 12th big league season. No .74 average. Well, in interleague play, playing for the Angels in the first 11 seasons. Down 0-2. To be followed by Margot and Spangenberg. We'll chop this one out towards second base. LeMahieu for out number 1. Well, Margot, wondered if he won the Rookie of the Month. He did not. Sensatella, the guys about to face, did, but he had a very good first month. How good? Hits, multi-hits, batting average, runs, and slugging percentage, finishing first. The rookies in the National League.
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
You know how we get those sheets every month and we vote on pitchers, rookie pitchers, players?
I know how we voted.
I voted for our guy. We voted for our guy, didn't we?
Yes, we did. I thought he deserved it.
That's right. And well, Margot was written on our ballot.
All of those lists with a reason why.
Yep.
His ranks across the league. He was grounded out tonight in his first at bat. Go now. Spangenberg next. Padres batting here in the home half of the third. And that is just off the plate on the outside. Good take though. 96 miles an hour. Full count now.
Don, you know the one thing I look at as we take a look at this pitch just missing? Margot looks like he belongs.
Chopped up over the mound, but LeMahieu right around second base takes care of Margot for the second time tonight. Margot retired 4-3. In fact, Mayhew has been quite busy. That is his 4th assist already of the night. 2 down here in the third, and that'll bring up Corey Spangenberg.
DJ LeMahieu, pretty tall for a second baseman.
Going to be Jeff Kent type second baseman.
I remember him. How tall do you think LeMahieu is?
I'd say 6'2".
6'4".
Wow. On the ground to LeMahieu again, and all 6'4" of them. Throws to first base to retire the side. Corey Spangenberg is gone. So the Padres, Rockies have a 4-1 lead.
Our Monster Energy Series goes to Talladega in the Geico 500. It all happens at 10:30 Pacific on Fox.
Well, it's on to the 4th inning as Dustin Garneau is going to lead it off here against Jared Weaver. 4-1, Rockies on top. Garneau, Senzatella, and Blackman to bat in the inning, and a swing and a miss for Garneau. Tony Gwynn Jr. along with us here in the middle innings, and Jared Weaver, a tough first inning, but he's settled down pretty well.
Yes, he had a hard time getting the ball down in that first inning, but really has bounced back in these last couple innings and been able to make the adjustment.
I guess that is sort of what a veteran is all about, a guy who will not let that first inning affect you and kind of settle in.
Release point might take an inning, might take two, but he's been around the block so many times. And it's good that he made the adjustment after that first inning. And Tony, I wanted to ask you, I think I maybe asked you this last time. Oh, yeah, we did talk about below hitting speed, didn't we?
Yes.
And
yes.
you could see that some of these Rockies, they're popping it up, the body's out front, the hands are dragging, and it's tough to stay back at times.
Yeah, it is. I think the difference between the first inning and these last couple innings is that everything was up. And regardless of whether you're below the hitting speed or not, when it's up near your eyes, you can tell, you can see it better, you gauge it better. And I think the difference in these last couple of innings is he's been able to get his off speed down, and now he's able to kind of get these guys off balance a little bit, and I think that's why you've seen a lot of these pop-ups in the last 2 innings.
A check swing foul back to the screen.
You see that pitch at 84 there. And Garneau is just having, it looks like he's not seeing it well, and I think that's because the off speed has all of a sudden been located a little bit better.
He got Gonzalez. Remember that strikeout to Gonzalez in the first inning? It was like 83, 84 up out of the zone. Yeah. Ooh, pretty good pitch.
Yeah. Didn't get it. 165 so far, facing his first hitter here at the top of the 4th inning. We'll see where this last pitch ended up.
Good pitch.
In the air, foul down the left field line, out of play. Now, Tony, one thing that we will not hear about tonight is any criticism of the home plate umpire, Mark Carlson. Do you know why that is?
I hear him and Mark are pretty good buddies.
Mark Carlson is from Joliet, Illinois.
Best thing that ever came out of Joliet, right there.
That's the only thing that came out of Joliet, Illinois.
You know what's funny is on the way up to the pregame show today, I ran in the mud, and I was kind of interested in where he was coming from.
Oh, yeah.
He said the umpire's room.
Yep.
Like, why are you in the umpire's room?
Exactly. Hangs out there never.
You know what? You know what I discovered, seriously? And Mark was very instrumental in this. He goes, you know what? You should come down and talk because it could only help you. You know, we talked some rules. We talked about the umpire life.
Yeah.
We talked about baseball in general.
Which is a tough life, by the way. You're on the road all the time.
He says, you know, it can only benefit you to come down and talk to these guys and get to know them. And over the years, I've gotten to, know a few of them.
This is line down the left field line. It is a fair ball. It'll rattle around in the corner. Spangenberg digs it out as the throw to second is not going to be in time. Garneau, the sliding double to begin things here in the 4th inning. That was a 9-pitch at bat for Garneau.
This one kind of hurts, Tony, because that one call that was called a ball looked like it was a strike, and Garneau looks like he stayed on that one nicely.
You know, another thing is long at bats don't benefit Jared Weaver.
Right.
You know, he doesn't have the velocity. 9 pitches gives the hitter a lot of time to see all the pitches he has and kind of gauge the different speeds.
Working towards the bottom of the order here. Senzatella, the pitcher, who singled in the 2nd inning. And has 1 of 8 Rockies hits in the game, already squaring. And he gets it down. Myers thinking third. He double pumps, but gets it to third, and it's late. Well, Myers took a double pump there at third base, and the hesitation costly there. Garneau reaches third. Senzatella will reach first.
It's tough to tell, but you have to think that maybe he didn't have the grip that he wanted to be able to throw it, because Schimpf is definitely there. It looks like he just didn't pull the trigger on it. You don't see him reshuffling to try to get a better grip at all, so maybe he just didn't pull the trigger right there.
So 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Rule of sacrifice and a fielder's choice, and runners at the corners with nobody out. Now the top of the order, and Charlie Blackman. He's 1 for 2, doubled and scored in the 1st inning. He grounds it foul.
You know, maybe, and I'm just thinking along here, some guys barehanded, or did he glove it?
No, he barehanded it.
He barehanded. Sometimes it gets in your hand like a change-up grip, and then you try to make the change. Who knows? That could have been one of the reasons.
He did pick it up in the change-up grip when they showed the replay. It looked like he picked it up with all of his fingers on the ball.
On the ground to first and through Myers into right field. From third comes Garneau. Sensatella heading for third, and going to second is Blackman. Then the throw gets away. From third now scoring is Sensatella. Blackman will end up at third. And this got ugly in a hurry here. Gets through Myers and an errant throw. Couple of runs for the Rockies, and they take a 6-1 lead.
Well, that's just a good old-fashioned boot right through the wickets of Will Myers, and then Renfroe comes up firing, and it's almost like he committed to second, anticipating somebody there. He got to the point of no return, and nobody is there.
Right, because of how that play, materialized a little bit. There wasn't a runner, or it wasn't a second or shortstop at second base there.
So now a runner at third, infield in, as LeMahieu takes a pitch in tight. It is an error charged to Myers, no RBI. Error charged to Renfroe. Allows that second run to score, and Blackman to third base. So 2 errors on the play for the Padres. It was not pretty.
And I'm trying to figure out why there wasn't a guy at second base there. Originally that ball's hit, and maybe because it's a play that the infielders are thinking is going to be a routine 3U, 3 unassisted.
I was thinking Ibar would have been there at second
right,
base.
there should be somebody there, right?
On the ground to Ibar. The infield in, looks the runner back and throws out LeMahieu. We'll get a look to see why nobody was covering, and there was somebody covering.
Oh, you know what? Ibar, was he a cutoff man to third base? Was that Ibar?
Ibar was at he originally started at second base.
And then moved over as like a cutoff in case there's a throw to third.
Because I think he said there's no play at second.
Right.
So at that point, he backs up to be the cutoff man in between the right fielder and third base. But as Don said, Renfroe had already made up his mind that he was going to second base.
And it ends up down the left field line. Another run scores. Rockies have added to their lead now on top 6-1, and now dealing with the dangerous Nolan Arenado. 1 for 2. RBI double back in the first inning for Arenado. Infield in still with only 1 out in the inning. And a fly ball to center field. Manuel Margot makes the catch. Tagging at third base is Blackman. He will not have a problem scoring. And the Rockies take a 7-1 lead. Arenado with his second RBI of the game, this time a sac fly to center.
It's tough when you get down this early. Defense becomes even more, a factor as to if your team is going to be able to mount a comeback.
2 down, bases empty down. Here is Carlos Gonzalez. After a slow start this year, 207 batting average. Pretty unusual to see Carlos Gonzalez that kind of average.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit right now.
It's a fly ball to center field, struck pretty well, but Margot will have room out there at center. And that will end the inning, but 3 more runs for the Rockies, who take a 7-1 lead.
it's nice to see Will still putting up some good numbers, and it's nice to see him go through a little skid and then come out of it faster. And those are always good when, because, like I said, failure is always going to happen, but how fast can you get out of it and not let it spin out of control? And I think Will did a good job of that.
Hitting coach Al Zinter talking about Will Myers, who currently leads the team in batting average, hits, home runs, RBIs. And he talked about his consistency, his ability to not have the slumps be extended. He has done a great job of that so far this season. In fact, he's not gone more than a single game without getting a hit. He's not gone more than 8 plate appearances without getting at least 1 hit. He's done an outstanding job of controlling that part of it. And he's changed his routine in the cage. He's not spending as much time in there. He wants to last the entire season. He said last year he spent too much time, too many hours trying to find that feel. And that's part of why he had such a difficult second half where he dropped 100 points off his batting average. So Will Myers learning to pace himself. Guys, up to you.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. Yeah, kind of tired last year. And again, he never played more than 88 games at the big league level in the season. And last year he did a lot more than that. And of course, playing 157 games last year and did tire a little bit. Worked a lot with Alan Zinter. And so far, boy, he has been very good this year, even better than last year in the All-Star year that he had last year.
And Tony, I pose you this question: when is too much too much? And I know it's a personal thing, but when do you learn how to back off? Did that ever happen to you?
Oh yeah. I mean, when you're trying to find that it factor, that feel, it can be daunting at times.
So short on one hop at Amarista. They'll throw him out at first base.
And it seems to be a fine line, because if you, let's say you're backing off a little bit and you're still not getting results, in this day and age in sports, it's like you got to go.
Right.
Because if you don't see the results, and then it's like you're blaming yourself, oh, I'm not working hard enough. So there's a fine line there.
There is. And, I think in Will's situation, it probably had more to do with him not playing a full major league season than it did him in the cage too much. Now, obviously, when you find what works for you, then you can start to kind of pull back and kind of pick and choose what you're going to work on on certain days. But baseball players, they have a routine. They want to keep their routine, and I think the trick is trying to figure out what's too much and what's just right for you.
6 in a row retired by Senzatella right now, and he's got 1 away in the 4th inning. And Solarte sends that into left field for a base hit. Puts up the 6 in a row. And Hervis with his first hit of the night.
Well, if you're going to get a 4-seam up, that's mid-90s. You try to do anything but that, you're in trouble. Trying to pull it, probably pop it up.
Senzatella's pitched differently this time around than he did in Colorado. He was at the top of the zone almost all game. A lot of fastballs. He's throwing a lot of fastballs today, but he's mixed in a wrinkle here and there a lot more than he did the first outing.
Popped up, and the catcher Garneau. 2 down here in the 4th inning. Ryan Schimpf for retire.
Speaking of pitching up in the zone, I think of that one out of Taiwan Walker.
Yes.
Remember, he was consistently up.
Not only him, but Matt Cain in his 5 innings of work, he pitched at the top of the zone, and that's really been the spot when the Padres have struggled, especially with strikeouts, has been against guys who've been working at the top of the zone. I think today, although they only have 1 run and 4 hits to show for it, I think they've been much more disciplined in their approach at the plate for the most part.
2 down. Hunter Renfroe takes strike 1.
We talked about it. You guys talked about it as well at the beginning of the show today. The Padres have relied heavily on the home run, but in the last 3 games, I feel like they found a way to kind of manufacture some runs here and there with stolen bases, putting pressure on the opposing pitcher, and that's led to some of those home runs. And I think that's a way the Padres have to think about scoring runs. They're not going to be able, at least it doesn't seem as though. I don't want to just cut them short. Cut them short on that. It doesn't seem like they're going to be able to keep this up the entire season.
Renfroe lines it foul down the right field line, out of play. Speaking of home runs, Hunter has 5 so far this year. Has a single in this game back in the 2nd inning. Down 0-2, and Sensatello goes off the backside of the mound.
Looking for something up out of the zone here, Tony?
Yeah.
Down and away, and it gets away. And up to second base goes Solarte. Got partial block on that as it got back to the screen. Headed away from Garneau.
Like a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. It just kind of got away from him.
And you know, for a catcher, that's hard to adjust.
It is. It is.
I would call that a wild pitch.
They've called it a pass ball.
Really? Huh. I mean, if you're... Okay, stay tuned. ...
That is strike 3 over the outside corner. It's 7-1 Rockies at the end of 4. As we check in on the Nationals, and Zimmerman with his double off the Arizona Diamondbacks. RBI double, which made the difference in a 2-1 win for the Nationals as it turned out. And so the Diamondbacks going down, and this is the way it looks tonight. Is the Diamondbacks started the night with a half-game lead over the Rockies, but they are tied up right now. And the Rockies enjoy a 7-1 lead here. And we expected the Dodgers and Giants perhaps to be at the top of the division. Not the case right now.
Yeah, this may be a division this year where nobody really runs away with it.
Ian Desmond sends one deep to left, and that ball is gone. Line drive home run, his 3rd hit of the night, his 2nd home run in a Rockies uniform tonight. And it's now 8-1 Colorado. The Rockies really felt like he was a huge addition, and he started the year in the DL with a broken hand, and he is healthy now.
Yeah, we certainly talked about it before the game today. This guy's coming off a resurgence year last year in Texas, and really, you know, didn't get a chance to start the season because he broke his hand. But here he gets a hanging breaking ball, and I mean, really right in the middle of the plate. A guy of his caliber is going to hit it really hard, and he got it over that left field wall.
Just couldn't locate the slider. First pitch slider there from Weaver.
Desmond, an all-star last year in the American League with the Texas Rangers, learns the outfield, and for all those years in the infield and at shortstop. And now playing first base for the Rockies. And
he's a good guy too. He's a team leader. I got an opportunity to play with him in Washington for a spring, and really walked away impressed with his leadership. And guys, he has that kind of personality where guys just tend to want to follow him. So we put him on a team like the Rockies. I mean, it's a perfect spot for him.
Well, he is enjoying himself so far, no doubt about that. 3 RBI night in this game, 3 hits, 2 home runs. Gerardo Parra waits on an 0-2 and grounds it to Schimpf with the shift on. A bobble, has time to recover, and the throw not dug out by Myers. Offensively, this has not been pretty tonight for the Padres.
Yeah, Tony, we mentioned it earlier, but these are plays that have to be made. This is a makeable play. There's the lost handle. Now the rush, and then the pick that cannot be picked by Will. And you just can't afford to have Jared Weaver throw extra pitches to this lineup.
You can't.
When he's making good pitches like that, especially a routine grounder to the right side.
I mean, especially at this point in Jared's career, he depends heavily on his defense. He has to have a pretty solid defense, and really, for the most part in all his starts, he's had a good defense behind him. Today, it's somewhat let him down.
3 errors in the last 2 innings for the Padres. Power at first base, and Alexi Amarista batting here. Amarista 0 for 2 in the game. He's flied out to left and grounded out to second base. There was charged to Ryan Schimpf. There's action in the Padres pen. Craig Stammen warming in the pen. There is Stammen. 85 pitches thrown tonight by Jared Weaver. As he works here with nobody out in the 5th inning. Runner goes, and a foul off to the left out of play. The Rockies trying to keep the pressure on here, on top 8-1, and Parra running at first base.
Remember what the Diamondbacks did? Torey Lovullo, he was running guys, right?
Yep.
All the time.
Very aggressive.
Very aggressive on the base paths.
Yeah, I think from the Padres standpoint, at least from the pitcher's standpoint, I think that's something they have to be a little more aware of. Is you watched it in that Diamondback series, that team is a team that led the league in all of baseball in stolen bases last year.
There goes again. This one fouled back.
And I say that I point out the pitchers because bases are stolen off the pitcher. They're not stolen off the catcher. So if the pitcher is mixing up his looks, holding a little bit longer, changing up his holds, that plays a factor in guys being able to take the next base. And when you become predictable, it makes it a lot easier to get those bases.
Well, we mentioned it earlier, Tony, before you joined us, but Jared Weaver's got a good quick move.
Yes,
quick
he
with
does.
his feet. Tries to vary his moves. Tries to be quick to the plate. Abbreviated slide step.
And I think, you know, they recognize, the Colorado Rockies, they recognize that with the score being 8-1, there's a chance Jared is more focused on getting the hitter out as opposed to worrying about the base runner at this point. He's having some difficulty locating the pitches he wants to throw today. So maybe his focus is more on the hitter at this point.
We're talking about the Rockies and the Diamondbacks, and last year I really felt like both those teams seriously underachieved. Their rosters were very good last year and really did not get it done. And in both cases, both managers were fired at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, in the Diamondbacks case, you had Greinke, who had a rough year. You had Shelby Miller, who had a rough year.
Vacated right side with the runner going, and to third base goes Parra. It's a single for Amarista, and it's first and third now with nobody out. Alexi Amarista with his first hit coming in with the Rockies. And Andy Green's going to make a double switch here. He's had Craig Stammen warming in the pen, and that's going to do it for Weaver. 89 pitches. Looks like Jabari Blash coming into the game, and Renfroe will be coming out. Stammen will be coming in. It's 8-1 Rockies. Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the buy two, get two. By Saquon, sign up for the Padres Club Card today. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Great food selections here at Petco Park, no doubt.
Yeah, don't be afraid to send some of those up here.
Well, the double switch here, and Jabari Blash comes into right field for Hunter Renfroe. Blash will now bat out of the 9 spot. The new pitcher is Craig Stammen.
Last time out for Craig was Saturday in San Francisco. 2 frames for the right-hander. You know, the numbers, he's had a few bad outings to escalate that ERA. So now, quite basically, with a 7-run lead for Colorado to stop the bleeding, nobody out, he inherits 2 runners.
Yeah, first and third, nobody out, and Dustin Garneau, the batter. He's 1 for 2, doubled his last time up. He was one of the 10 hits for the Rockies in the game.
You know, that's one of the things that really stinks about being a long reliever, middle reliever, whatever you want to call it. You have a couple bad, even one bad outing. It's tough to bring down that ERA over the course of a season.
Yeah, hopefully during your season there's not very many long relief opportunities. So a lot of times when these guys come in, they don't have that many innings, even though they're considered long relief.
You got Parra at third base. Emery at first base. Run in for the Rockies here in the 5th inning, on top 8-1. Runners at first and third. The responsibility of Jared Weaver, who went 4+ through 89 pitches. Touched for 10 hits. Didn't walk anybody. Struck out 2, but on the hook right now. So he looks on.
Knowing Jared, he's not very happy with himself, and I think it really boils down for him today. Just tough time locating the fastball, tough time locating the breaking ball, and you know, when you're only throwing 84, it makes it more difficult.
Line to left, and that's going to get in for a base hit. From third comes Parra with the 9th Rockies run, and Colorado on top now, 9-1. That'll be a single for Dustin Garneau, his 2nd hit of the night, first RBI. And that run is charged to Jared Weaver. Antonio Sensatella coming up here now, the Rockies pitcher, to bat for the 3rd time in the game.
And also the defense letting him down, enabling Weaver to have to throw more pitches to try to get out of the inning. That's always a factor as well.
I mean, in that 4th inning, it was 4-1, and he was kind of getting through these innings, and the errors happened, and next thing you know,
it's Austin Hedges.
Left knee, right inner thigh.
I mean, the one spots that aren't really covered up by the gear. A couple of spots that aren't covered up, he gets hit in them.
Another bunt bid, but he's down 0-2.
Look where Myers is on these bunts. I mean, he is
in his grill,
sitting in his lap.
He decides to pull it back and swing away. Will's in a lot of trouble.
Yes. That is, of course, if he can actually make contact.
Yes. Here he comes, creeping in. Pulls it back, and he does swing away, but he fouls it off.
You know what, I was just about to say, that bottom hand kind of gave it away, because when he was bunting, his bottom hand was up farther on the bat. That time he put his bottom hand more down towards the knob, so when he came back, I've always liked the 2-strike when the pitcher's up to pull back. You foul it off, you get another hack at it.
I think a lot of times the pullback, too, if it's done correctly, gives you an opportunity to see the ball better, see it longer. You know, I was always told when hitters get into bad slumps, especially guys who can run, bunting usually helps get you out of it because you're getting to see the ball all the way off the bat.
So, the bottom hand is up more on the bat. He's bunting.
And he went after it for strike 3. So first strikeout for Stammen. That's the first out here of the 5th inning.
See how high the bottom hand is on the bat? That indicating that he's going to bunt. The prior pitch, when he pulled back, his bottom hand was more down towards the knob.
Two on, one away, and Charlie Blackmon coming up. Double back in the first inning, got it all started. A big 4-run first inning for the Rockies. And set the tone on the night, and they now have a 9-1 lead. And here he is with 2 on, taking ball 1. Struck out in the second, reached on an error in the 4th inning. Ground ball right side. Myers will go to second base out there. Throw to third, and back on the bag is Emerista. So they get to Garneau, the middleman, at second base. 3-6 on the force out there. Blackmon will reach at first. Emerista to third with now 2 outs in the inning.
Blackmon gets beat with a sinker here and beats it in the ground. Myers makes a nice play. Spin turns to second, throws it on the line. Is able to get the lead runner.
DJ LeMahieu coming up here. Marks the 7th member of the Rockies to bat in the 5th inning. Stammen trying to quiet the Rockies bats here. LeMahieu 1 for 3 on the night with an RBI. As he takes strike 1. Smothered that time by Hedges. No advance for the base runners.
Mayhew's been struggling a little bit on this road trip they've been on. Was the first recipient of the Tony Gwynn batting title last year.
Very nice.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is. How about the Padres have 2 awards?
How about that?
The Trevor Hoffman Award and the Tony Gwynn Award.
Yeah.
Ground ball and through the right side into right field. From third base comes Emerista. And it is now 10-1 Rockies.
That's just a nice piece of hitting right there. 2 outs. He sees Padres are giving him a hole on that right side. And he just lets this fastball travel real deep. Just hits it right through that second base hole over there.
Went down and got that one.
Yeah, sinker.
Second hit, second RBI for DJ LeMahieu.
Well, sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug, huh?
You'd rather be the windshield. Arenado, 8th member of the Rockies to bat here in the inning. 1 for 2 with a sac fly, 2 runs batted in for Arenado. Now 19 on the season for the Rockies' third baseman.
Can you believe we played a 6th of the season already?
Got by pretty fast.
No, 1/6 though. I mean, it's like it creeps up on you, doesn't it? Next thing you know, we'll be talking All-Star voting from the All-Star game in Miami. One month in the books.
The first month did go by pretty quick.
And considering they're on the road,
yeah,
most of the time too.
towards short, and Ibar will flip to second base for the force out that will conclude the inning. 3 more runs, 10-1 Rockies. Davis for the Oakland A's thinks he's got at least a base hit here, but robbed by Byron Buxton of the Twins. Leaping in the air to make that grab out there in center. 7-4 win for the Minnesota Twins. Outstanding catch out there in center.
Now the Twins 14-11. Hey, there's a couple. There's one Hall of Famer on the right and a future Hall of Famer on the left, and 2 awards named after 2 former Padres.
Yeah, that'll be the next time I go to the Hall of Fame when Trevor goes in. I won't miss that one.
Austin Hedges leading it off here in the bottom of the 5th.
By the way, that was a great catch. Buxton, right?
It was.
That was fantastic.
Even better uniforms.
You like the
Minnesota. I love the logo, the TC, and the cream home pinstripes.
Kind of a throwback.
Oh,
yeah.
I think those are the best unis out there. And then the A's with the gold and the green.
See, that uniform reminds me of Harmon Killebrew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tony and I were just talking about that.
Yes, that's definitely old school. But they look good, though.
They look really good.
Really good.
This one fouled off down the right field line. Also, extend out condolences to the family of Sam Mealy, who was the former manager of the Minnesota Twins, who passed away over the weekend.
Wow. That looked like a slider?
I think it was. Kind of goes back to that predetermined swing thing we talked about.
Hedges lined out his first time up and will ground one towards third. Arenado charging in, and a good play by the all-star third baseman Nolan Arenado.
Not a lot of hits over there at third base when he's playing there. I mean, it seems like this play is easy the way he made it look, but I promise you it's really not.
That first baseman's foot come off the bag?
I don't think so.
No, he stayed intact. Yeah, and you know what? I'll bet you. You talk to the players and the people who watch these Rockies every day. You kind of get desensitized, don't you?
Yeah.
Seeing him play every day, it's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Eric Ibar batting with 1 down in the inning. Grounded out to second base in the second inning. in the air to right field. That ball is hit far, and Gonzalez going back, looking up, and it is out of here. Eric Ibar gets his 3rd home run of the year. Padres trying to chip away here in the 5th inning. Home run by Ibar.
Well, was it a 1-1 heater?
Yes, sir.
There it is. And Tony, I believe you were picking for Mark Sweeney tonight. Pick the stick.
I believe I was.
And you have?
And I believe I have a Mr. Eric Ibar.
Jabari Blash batting for the first time, part of the double switch an inning ago. And now Senzatella falling behind. 2-1 as catcher Garno coming out to visit. So it's 60 pitches with 1 out here in the 5th inning. Ibar taking him deep for the 2nd Padres run, and the first run that he's given up since the 1st inning. And the sac fly by Yangervis Solarte. Ibar has taken him out of the yard. 2-1. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Ball 4, and Blash able to work a walk here with 1 down. First walk allowed by Senzatella. So running a little trouble here in the 5th inning is Senzatella. Back up to the top of the order, and Will Margot coming up 0 for 2. He's done the same thing twice. That's ground out to second base, and both times DJ LeMahieu up to the task.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of action in the Rockies bullpen, starting to get loose and stretch, but you flip the lineup over, only 1 out, get to that meat of the order, and take your chances that way.
Padres have done a good job really all year of really continuing to try to score runs regardless of what the score may be. There's a lot of fight in this ball club.
Back to the mound. A throw to second is not good, and everybody's going to be safe. Senzatella was headed back up the hill when he made that throw, and it was too high to Amarista, and everybody is safe. So Blash to second, Margot at first.
As soon as Senzatella gets the ball, watch how he kind of guides this ball. As you said, Don, he's throwing uphill too. He's like guiding it. He's not throwing it to the bag, over the bag. You know, the shortstop will be there.
Do you think going up that hill played a factor in that?
I think a little bit. I really do. But the one thing I looked at is like he kind of guided that ball, not kind of snap throw to get it at say, throw it right over the bag. Amarista was going to be there. And once again, a break for San Diego.
Well, a chat with his pitching coach, and Senzatella will now work to Corey Spangenberg. Back into it here. Spangenberg coming up with 2 on. 1 for 2 tonight. He singled back in the 1st inning.
I'll tell you what, Corey Spangenberg has really played well since he's come up.
I've been impressed by how well he's played the outfield.
And that was what I was going to say next, is that he's played a strong left field for a guy who's played all spring at 3rd base for the most part. He's really showed well. give him another element at the top of the lineup. Since he's swinging the bat so well, you now have Margot and himself who can both steal bases and put pressure on the pitcher.
Look out in the Rockies dugout. Usually the fencing there is going to stop anything headed over there, but that time it didn't. Right up over the fencing and into the dugout right at the end. Kind of a late emergency swing there from Spangenberg.
Generally what you want to see from a guy who has 2 strikes on him. You want to be able to protect, so a lot of times you'll see some of these emergency hacks because the hitter's trying to see it as long as possible before he commits.
Sprays it foul off to the left, battling here.
Oh, he's doing a good job. Sensatella in and out, in and out.
Waiting on deck, starting to get to the middle of this Padres order. The home run by Ibar has awakened this team. And a miscue in the inning. And I don't want to ask you, how big a deal is it? Your young pitcher, Sensatella here, who comes in with a record of 3-1. You got a 10-1 lead coming in. How big is it for you individually to get through the 5th inning, knowing that makes you eligible for a win that you probably should get?
Yeah, and the last thing that Bud Black wants to do is get another arm in there. He wants Sensatella to get through this inning. And I think right now it's a point now. Sensatella's kind of thinking a little bit too much out there. He makes a mistake here, maybe an extra base hit. Then you got Myers and Solarte due up with 1 out.
Spangenberg fouls it off to the left.
There's a good battle going on right here.
It is. Corey's doing a fantastic job of seeing the ball late and really taking some hacks to try to combat what Sensatella's doing out there.
Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming up. The 25th pitch of the inning coming up for Sensatella.
And he wants Sensatella to get out of this inning. Bud Black.
Overall, it's 73 pitches now.
All it takes is 1.
Spangenberg lifts a fly ball down the left field line. Parra towards the seats will make the catch. So that is out number 2. Back to second for Blash. Back to first for Margot. And Will Myers coming up.
Hey, 1 swing here cuts the lead in half.
Single to right in the 1st inning, grounded out to short in the 4th inning.
Spit on that slider. Get a good hitter's count here. Take your chances. 2-0, 3-1.
If you're the Padres, this is who you want up in this situation.
Line to left field, down towards the corner, and that ball's going to one-hop the wall. From second comes Blash, he'll score. Margot to third on the RBI double by Will Myers, and the Padres get their 3rd run of the night.
You're just not going to sneak a fastball by Will Myers in any situation. Gets a fastball middle in at 92, probably one of his weaker fastballs of the night. And Myers put a great swing on it.
That ball scalded. Sneaking a fastball by Will Myers. It's like sneaking a sunrise past a rooster. You just can't do it.
Second and third, 2 runs in, 2 outs in the inning, and here's Yangervis Solarte. Popped up, foul ground. Arenado will go as far as he can and leans in to make the catch. Arenado kind of battling a fan down there, able to make the grab. But the Padres able to score 2 runs. Nice concentration by Arenado. The Padres, we get ready for the top half of the 6th inning back here at Petco Park, and some breakout seasons so far for Eric Thames, and what has been a great story for him. 11 home runs and a .326 batting average with the Brewers. James Paxton out to a 3-0 record, a 1.43 ERA. And Archie Bradley in 16 innings, a 1.13 ERA for the Diamondbacks. And I guess the question is, these guys going to continue this year, or is it a fluke in the beginning of the year?
I mean, you always are hoping guys have success regardless. You know, unless they're playing the Pods, I think you want them to do well.
Eric Thames over in Korea for a couple years, right?
He did it, yeah. He came over from Korea, and I remember talking to Eddie Cedar, the third base coach during spring training, and they were excited about him. They were really excited. And at that time, he was really struggling during spring training. He hadn't hit a homer yet, and he was really struggling to find his swing, but he certainly has found it when the season started.
And James Paxton for the Mariners. Mariners need all the help they can get as far as starters are concerned. He's having quite a start. And then Archie Bradley, he's got to move into that rotation, don't you think? We saw him in Arizona. He was lights out.
Yeah, in multiple innings, like he's ready, like they're stretching him out to do so.
Well, with Shelby Miller going down, if he can, it makes it a lot easier for them to slide him into a slot now.
Carlos Gonzalez leading it off here in the 6th inning, and fouling one back below us. Gonzalez, the only member of the Rockies not to hit in the 5th inning. They sent 8 men to the plate, scored 3 times.
Well, if there are ever innings for a reliever to eat up, chew up, and stop the bleeding, it's Craig Stammen. And keeping the we've seen some crazy games in this game of baseball coming back, and it's the job of him to put up another 0 on that board.
Yeah, it's certainly psychologically for your ball club, it's a lot easier to make these comebacks when your pitching staff is able to throw zeros up. Even in a game like this where the score is 10-3, you know, if you can throw up zeros, there's still innings to chip away at that and put it into a situation where your ball club feels like they can actually make a run at it.
Yeah, next half inning for the Padres, his spot, the pitcher spot, will be due up second.
Dribbler foul. Stammen coming into the game in the 5th inning to take over for Jared Weaver. And the final line on Weaver tonight: 4+, 10 hits, 10 runs. 5 of the 10 were earned. Padres committing 3 errors tonight, all leading to runs. No walks and 2 strikeouts while Weaver was out there. Came into tonight's game individually at 0-2. 2-2 pitch. And a fly ball headed out towards center field. Margot out there with room, just shy of the track to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Look at Ian Desmond coming up next, and he has been terrific tonight. Home run in the 1st inning, a 2-run shot for Ian Desmond, his first in a Rockies uniform. Then he would get a single in the 3rd inning. And back to hitting home runs again. This line drive home run off Weaver to left field, and going off the scoreboard out there in left for Desmond.
We mentioned it at the top of the show. He was the big acquisition for the Rockies, and you look at all 3 of those pitches. The theme is mislocation. Balls in the middle of the plate, balls elevated, and you get a guy who's coming off the DL. Sometimes they're trying to find their groove. It certainly doesn't seem like Ian Desmond is trying to find his groove.
He's paying dividends right out the get-go. His first game off the DL was Sunday, then the off day Monday. So a hit and a run scored yesterday, stolen base, and having quite a night tonight.
Black saying he'd play the outfield and the infield as well. Started that game on Sunday, you mentioned, in left field. Played the last 2 nights at first base.
I don't believe he's played a game in Colorado yet at this point.
And you got Mark Reynolds, who played first base in his absence, and having a very good year. We saw him come off the bench last night to pinch hit. Certainly available to do so again tonight if need be. Tap foul, and we'll do it again. 1-2.
Well, Craig's got the good 2-seamer working, keeping it down in the zone. That was a nasty one there.
This next pitch will be the 30th of his outing since taking over last inning.
These 2 are former teammates. When Stammen was having his successful years in Washington, that's what he most of the time he relied on, was that sinker. And it's not overpowering, but when he's locating it, the bottom is really falling out. It's a tough at bat.
On the ground to second base, and Solarte for out number 2 of the inning. 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th, and Gerardo Parra coming up now for the Rockies. Runs, 12 hits, an error for the Rockies. 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for the Padres. Padres took game 1 of the series last night. Parra takes strike 1, his 4th plate appearance of the game. He has lined out, singled, and reached on an error. For him to go the other way as they move Margot into left center. Well off the line and right is Jabari Blash. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
A good yacker right there. That's the curveball.
Stammen in 10 career appearances against the Rockies, a 1.65 earned run average coming in. Longest outing of the year has been 2 innings. Down the left field line and foul. And if we get the final out here of the 6th inning, it'll be 2 innings again here in relief. Padres shifting on the right side here on Parra.
Change up. A real good changeup's got to be tough to hit, right, Tony?
Yeah, especially if you think about it from this standpoint. I mean, Stamey's got the good sinker coming out, and if you're throwing that changeup off the same plane as that sinker, but only 6 miles an hour difference, it's tough. I think that's the best off-speed pitch in baseball.
On the ground right side, it's Schimpf in the shift. Able to take care of Parra, and a good inning relief for Craig Stammen. Remind you to tune in tomorrow for the finale of this 3-game series. We'll play day baseball here from Petco Park in San Diego. Kyle Freeland 3-1 with a 2.93 ERA against Luis Perdomo, looking for his first win of the year in 2017. Get you all started with Padres Live at noon tomorrow. It's on to the bottom of the 6th inning in Game 2 of the series, and Antonio Sensatella back on the mound again. Ryan Schimpf, the pitcher's spot, and then Austin Hedges scheduled to bat in the inning. And Craig Stammen is on deck, the pitcher.
Innings, 8-up innings.
This is where managing is still important in this game.
Yep.
He's got to save that bullpen. It's a long season, and if Stammen can go another inning in a 10-3 ball game, you want to squeeze it out.
I think the big key in this inning, for me, got to roll that lineup over to the top. If they can get to Manuel Margot with the pitchers batting second.
In the air to right field, back towards the corner goes Gonzalez, and he dives to make the catch on the track, robbing Ryan Schimpf of extra bases. Laying it out was Gonzalez, looked up, thought he had no chance, and back on the warning track to make the catch.
He tracked this ball really well, and that is just hit-hating at its finest right there. Catches it, rolls with the tumble, protects himself at the same time. Good play there by Cargo.
That's big time. That ball hooking off the left-handed bat of Schimpf. That's exactly what the Padres needed there. An extra base hit to lead off.
Stammen batting for himself. With one out, bases empty. Will foul it off to the right. Stammen, 2 innings of relief so far, is going to go further. 8th season in the big leagues for him. A .202 hitter for Stammen. Austin Hedges waiting on deck. Padres batting here in the home half of the 6th inning. And a swing and a miss. Healthy hack there. Evens a count of 2-2.
There are some pitchers that relish the opportunity to hit, especially relievers who don't get to do it very often. You could tell by the hacks that Stammen's taking. He is not messing around up there.
And you can usually tell because the helmet's very clean and the bat is very clean as well. Right?
If it's even his bat, it could be somebody else's.
Yeah, if I'm going up to the plate, if I had to do it all over again, I'm grabbing the bat that the guy's got, he's been touching the ball quite a bit. It's all nicked up, and you see all the marks.
Looks a little bit better, doesn't it?
Get the piece of that 95-mile-an-hour fastball and fouling it back.
He doesn't have a bad swing. I mean, for a guy who hasn't swung very often, I'm sure, in his major league career, he certainly isn't up there getting cheated.
202 career hitter. And gets out of the way of that pitch inside. Senzatella's throwing hard still at 96.
Well, he's got 89 at bats. I guess that's actually quite a bit.
8th pitch of the at bat coming up, and he strikes out. So that is strikeout number 2 for Senzatella. 2 down here in the 6th inning. Bring up Austin Hedges. Line down to short, grounded out to third.
Tony, what was your walk-up music?
I probably changed my walk-up music like monthly.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
I enjoyed the walk-up music part. I
Really?
really did. I mean, I can remember when they first started really doing that when my dad was playing. I look forward to that just as much as I did actually playing.
On the right field line, but foul.
Can you remember the first song that you chose? Or what was your favorite of
My
the first 3 years?
favorite would be E40, Tell Me When to Go, would have been my favorite walk-up song.
Oh, that's a great song. I have no
I
idea.
laugh because neither of you two have any idea who it is.
I'm sure it was great, though.
I always felt like there was an art to picking the walk-up song.
Really?
You wanted it to match how you were feeling when you were walking up to the plate. Did you have a walk-up? Did you have
We didn't have it
a
back
coming
in the,
out song?
We didn't have that back in the day, but if I did, I'd probably choose Patsy Cline's I Fall to Pieces.
That would be hot.
Yeah. I
And
fall
fresh.
to pieces.
I mean, Trevor Hoffman probably had the best
Yes.
bullpen song ever.
Soft ground ball towards third base. Arnott bare hands and throws in time to get Hedges. And to end the inning, Tony Gwynn Jr., thank you very much as always.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, T-Bone.
10-3, Padres trailing the Rockies, and Arenado some great defense. lead over the Padres. We head into the 7th inning. It's now time for the AARP's Getting to Know. And a couple of guys we know. Certainly Mark McGwire here, bench coach for the Padres, and some of our favorite pitchers, former pitchers, Bob Scanlon, Mark Grant, and Bud Black. How'd they do? How'd Mark McGwire do against them? 1 for 2 against Bob Scanlon, 1 for 8 against Mark Grant, and 2 for 9 against Bud Black.
So that's 17, 18, 19. That's 4 for 19?
4 for 19 against the three of you, but home runs off Scanlon and Grant.
Mud, I remember that one.
Thanks for reminding me, Bob.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Where was yours, home or road?
It was at home.
You were with the Tigers?
No, I was with the Milwaukee Brewers, actually. And Big Mac stepped in. I think it was the 3rd or 4th inning, and I threw him a fastball that I thought I could sneak by him. You can't sneak cheese past a rat, can you? It was the longest home run I gave up in my Major League career. It actually left County Stadium.
Wow.
Scan, were you thinking he hasn't seen your stuff yet?
Exactly. Exactly. He hasn't seen my 91-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle yet. This is going to trick him.
And Maurice DeGrasse, that's nicely picked by Stammen. Flips to first base. Nice defensive play by the Padres pitcher for the first out of the 7th inning.
Well, we all know that the pitchers are the best athletes on the field. And Stammen proves it right there.
And the smartest.
Makes it look easy.
Now the home run you gave up to McGwire, what were you thinking?
You know what? I don't remember it.
Really?
No, I don't. It must have been at the Coliseum in Oakland when I was with Seattle in '92. I probably hung him a slider. Shocker. You know what's great? Baseball Reference. You can look all that stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, go to the game logs, and it gives you the play-by-play and what happened.
So
and
let's
I know
do it.
Chiron Bob Wiersdorfer, he's the guru when it comes to that. If he could find out.
Yeah, let's find out.
I mean, they've got the count.
Do they have the tail of the tape? I'd like that.
I would like to find out. Because if
575 feet.
That's fine with me. If I'm going to give them up, I don't want to give up cheapies.
Of course, there was no exit velocity or launch angles back then for us, Mud.
Right.
Hey, you know what else I remember is my last time that I faced Big Mac. And determined not to give up another home run, I said, I'm going to go inside, and I'm going to stay inside. I'm not going to miss out over, and I actually hit him in the ribs. Not a good feeling when you hit a big man like that in the ribs. I'm just grateful that he didn't charge the mound on me.
Second season as the bench coach for Andy Green here in San Diego.
I remember when Mark McGwire was with the St. Louis Cardinals after his Oakland career. And we all know Mike Shannon, the radio voice for the Cardinals. Mike Shannon. What's up, big boy? McGwire hits one like 600 feet, and he's rounding the bases, and Mike Shannon goes, hey, let me tell you something about Mark McGwire. I got one word to describe him. He's one heck of a hitter.
Two to Garneau. And that's going to miss. Some changes for the Padres here. Alan Cordoba is now at shortstop for the Padres. Luis Sardinha is at second base. And Torrens now takes over behind the dish for Hedges. Payoff pitch coming up to Garneau. In a row retired by Stammen, his longest outing innings-wise of the season. Had been 2 before. He's now gone 2 1/3. And battling here, having thrown 47 pitches in relief. Nobody warming in the pen behind him. And that's ball 4. He loses Garneau. First walk allowed by Stammen since coming into the game. Blake is going to pitch it here now for the Rockies in the pitcher spot, so Antonio Senzatella is done. Eight games this year, 357 average, has an RBI. Lifts a fly ball to right field. Jabari Blanchett started back, now in and over to make the catch for out number 2. So Senzatella will leave this game after 6 innings, throwing 93 pitches. Allowed 8 hits and 3 runs to the Padres. Walked 1, struck out 2, and a chance for his 4th win of the year. Came in at 3-1 into tonight's start. There are the numbers again. Of the 3 runs, 2 are earned runs. Two down for Charlie Blackmon. Blackmon doubled in the first inning and got it started. Rockies would score 4 times in the first. Big blast in that inning, the 2-run home run by Ian Desmond. Not your typical leadoff hitter. Not only does he hit for average, but hits for power.
He's getting better and better at it too. One of the best in baseball right now in that leadoff position.
On the ground on the third baseline and by the dive of Schimpf down the left field line. Garneau hitting for third and beyond. They're going to send him. Trouble in the corner for Spangenberg. Run scores on the double by Blackmon. And the Colorado Rockies take an 11-3 lead as they add on here in the 7th inning and get the first run off Craig Stammen. Well placed down that third base line, out of the reach of the diving third baseman Ryan Schimpf.
Well, that's what makes Blackmon so good. I mean, he might have been fooled with it, but making contact and out of the shift, or the way they're playing him, Schimpf way off the line. And when you're swinging the bat well, you don't have to hit it on the sweet spot. You'll find a hole.
The Rockies have made good with runners in scoring position on the night. As a team, collectively, they are 5 for 12 in that category. We've got 11 runs on 13 hits. And it brings up DJ LeMahieu. Line to center. Margot coming in to make the catch. A little hop there at the end. Another run for the Rockies. They take an 11-3 lead. Padres, they had a run in the top half of the 7th inning. Padres so far tonight with 3 runs. But the day after the Padres score 5 or more runs, get 50% off any regular menu price online order at papajohns.com. Enter promo code Padres5. A new pitcher on here as Russin comes into the game now for the Rockies to make his 8th appearance.
Well, Chris Russin, we've seen him before as a starter for the Colorado Rockies, his 8th game, and lefties 286. That tells me that Russin, with the high average for lefties, maybe away, and the stuff to righties 222. He jams them. Not really a hard thrower. Goes from the third base side of that rubber. See how he pitches Alan Cordoba here.
Some other defensive changes. Valaika staying in the game at shortstop for the Rockies, and moving from shortstop to center field is Alexi Amarista. Behind Russin, with the Rockies on top 11-3. Cordoba leading it off here for the Padres and lifting a fly ball to center field, and Amarista just taking over in center. Makes the catch for out number 1. Cordoba, who took over defensively at shortstop last inning, bats for the first time, flies out. Brings up Jabari Blash. Blash with a walk in the 5th inning, came around to score the 3rd Padres run. Wilson falling behind here, 2-0. Blash swinging 2-0 and grounds one to short. Valaika throws across to retire Blash for the 2nd out here of the 7th inning.
MLB TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
2 down here in the 7th inning brings up Manuel Margot. 0-for-3 in the game. Reached an error his last time up. Chris Russin, having a tough start to the year, was placed on the DL on April the 2nd. Retroactive to March 30th, a right oblique strain. And came back on the 9th of April. Ground ball to short of the backhand. Valaika can't make the play, and Margot will reach. That's going to be a base hit for Margot. So he reached on an error last time. Not this time. This time it's a hit.
Came up on him a little bit. Infield knock. And the Donnie dance gets a point. You've got Manuel Margot and pick the stick, correct?
I do indeed.
That's a point going your way.
2 down here in the inning. Margot at first, and Spangenberg swings away and grounds one foul. Spangenberg with a single back in the 1st inning, came around to score the first Padres run. Since then, a ground out and a foul out down the left field line. Ball caught down there by Gerardo Parra in foul ground, right by the stands. Strike 2. Not overpowering. Russin's been operating around 91 miles an hour. There's 2 outs in the inning prior to that infield hit for Manuel Margot. Relief of Antonio Zenzatella through 93 pitches in the first 6 innings. And a swing and a miss. Spangenberg down on strikes to end the 7th. It's 11-3 Rockies.
Break for you. The Giants battling the Dodgers tonight, and Chris Taylor would deliver an RBI single and break a deadlock at 0. That's a 1-0 ball game. They're in the 7th. Dodgers trying to field. They put a beating on the Giants yesterday.
Yeah, and they're starting to heat up a little bit offensively. So Marjorie, who got to start today coming off that rough start against the Padres, pitched better. But as you see, Taylor was able to come up with a pinch hit single right there.
Tony Gwynn Jr. and I are working on Padres Live, the postgame show. It's going to be brought to you by Cox Communications. And when we see you after the final out, we're going to break down a couple of things that happened around baseball that were a lot of fun today. Yankees, barn burner there, some fiery actions. We're going to show you that. And you'll hear from Andy Green. So we'll see you after the final out.
All right, guys, thanks very much. 11-3. The Rockies have lead over the Padres. We head to the 8th inning. And Nolan Arenado coming up here. The new pitcher for the Padres is Kirby Yates.
A chance for Kirby Yates to get an inning or two. Last time we saw Kirby was at Arizona, so it's been a while. That was back on the 27th. He pitched an inning and a third. Gave up a hit and a walk on his third game. There's this season with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, I should say, and the Padres.
Nolan Arenado with a double and 2 runs batted in this game. So Stammen ends up going 52 pitches, 36 of which were strikes, ended up giving up a run in his work, but a very nice job in riding this Rockies offense. Taking over in the middle innings of this game. Now Kirby Yates working in the 8th inning. And a swing and a miss. Pitch headed down there from Yates. Fourth major league season for Yates. And a swing and a miss. Dropped down there a little bit that time, and he jumps ahead 1-2.
You know, he's a low 3/4 arm angle, but he'll drop it down even more to get more movement on it, and that's tough for any righty. You got to get it elevated, try to do some damage to it.
And the season with AAA Salt Lake had a 2.57 earned run average there. I mentioned claimed off waivers from the Angels. Fly ball headed to right, and Jabari Blash for the first out of the 8th inning.
Well, I found the home run.
You did.
July 1st, 1992. I started in the Kingdome against the Swingin' A's. Top of the 8th. Score tied 1-1 on a 1-1 count. Mark McGuire took me a yard to take a 3-1 lead.
So you were around in the 8th inning dealing at that point, and wow, do you remember it now? Does it jog your memory at all? Still no. Huh? Carlos Gonzalez to center field. And that's going to drop in for a base hit. His first hit of the night had been 0 for 4, but he'll join the hit parade here for the Rockies. That's now 14 hits. Well, now it's time for the start of the game, brought to you by Carl's Jr. and Ian Desmond. With not 1 but 2 home runs in this game. 2-run shot in the first, then a solo shot to open up the 5th inning. Big part of this Rockies offense tonight. His first 2 home runs in a Rockies uniform. Batting with a runner at first in Gonzalez, who is not held on by Myers. And there's strike 1. Fastball that time at 95. Poured in there by Kirby Yates. Inside, and it is a ball and a strike now to Ian Desmond. Desmond now with Parra waiting on deck. Pretty healthy hack there, but
that's a good slider right there, down and away.
41 appearances last year for Kirby Yates for the New York Yankees. He was 2-1 coming out of the pen, 5.23 ERA. Time also with the Tampa Bay Rays. Swing and a miss, and he's able to strike out Desmond. 2 down here in the 8th inning.
Went back with the slider. See that rotation and right on the outside corner.
So 2 down. Carlos Gonzalez at first base, and it brings up Gerardo Parra. 1-for-4 for Parra, single to right field in the 3rd inning. Guess with a fastball of Yates, been 94, 95 so far.
Sneaky fast, huh?
Yeah, it looks faster than it is. I mean, it looks, guys are getting some bad swings.
Must have good spin rate.
Fouled off to the left out of play.
Short arms it a little bit, so maybe a little deception is thrown in there as well.
In the air to center field. Hit pretty well. Margot going back. Going to have room on the track to make the catch. Deepest part of the ballpark out there. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 11-3 Rockies. Lead over the Padres. We head to the last half of the 8th inning. And remind you that closed captioning is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Watson back on the mound, 2nd inning in relief. There's Sardinias and Schiff scheduled bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Rockies on top 11-3. Well, Myers a 2-hit night, single in the 1st, a double in the 5th. And he'll take strike 1 of the high strike variety.
By the way, have you been watching other games like on the East Coast and stuff, how bundled up people are and still in the stands?
Still pretty chilly this time of year.
Sorry about living in America's finest city. and being in the NL West. Look at that. I mean, they can't be wearing that back on the East Coast.
No. Middle of the country, too. Pretty cold still.
Yeah. Did you just see the other day when somebody posted that picture at Coors Field? It was just blanketed with snow.
Fortunately, the Rockies are on the road.
Yeah. I think it was just last week when they were in Arizona.
Slap foul off to the right, out of play. It's so warm here that tomorrow.
How warm was it?
It's so warm here that tomorrow we're going with polos for the first time this year.
Yeah, breaking out the polos, day game.
The Fox Sports San Diego day game polos tomorrow.
I want to see Donnie on a surfboard.
Swing and a miss. Myers off balance, strikes out. Second K for Russin since coming into this game.
Will Donnie get on a surfboard?
I don't think so.
How about a boogie board?
I'm on a boogie board a lot.
It's probably a pretty big boogie board, right?
It's wider than average, yeah. But you gotta, you can flop on a boogie board and the water takes you. You can't really flop on a surfboard, so it doesn't work for larger people.
What have you learned since living here on the West Coast as far as like the ocean life and stuff like that? Because I know you're a fisherman.
Yeah, well, I've learned what's in there for the most part, fish-wise. On the run, and Baleka able to throw out sardinias for the second out. I've had to learn an entire different ocean as far as what's out there, what I'm catching. And that's been tricky. But I'll tell you this, the waves are also different.
Really?
Yeah, well, you get the tubage going on. If you're not careful on a boogie board, you can go neck down into the water.
And don't get caught in a rip either.
Well, that's the other thing. There are other features, so I've had to learn that from a boogie board standpoint. But no, I've not gotten on a surfboard. 2 outs here in the 8th. Have you surfed?
I tried one time in Hawaii in the PCL when we were over there playing the Hawaiian Islanders, and I got up for about 5 seconds, and I gave up on it.
Did you wipe out?
I didn't wipe out. I didn't have a chance to wipe out. I couldn't even balance myself on the board. Body surfing, though, was fun.
And that was probably, what, 80, 100 pounds ago?
1984-ish, 85, yeah. Yeah.
They are stacked up on the right side here on Schimpf in a shift on Schimpf. And then Ryan going the other way, but fouls it off down the left field line, out of play. Get you out of my Sun Dolphin, my paddle boat in the bay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wet the line a little bit?
Yeah. On the ground, back to the mound as Russin, base of the hill, soft toss to first. And Ryan Schimpf is retired. 1-2-3 go the Padres in the 8th. Brought to you by Harrah's, and early on in this one, Ian Desmond with a home run in the first inning caps off a 4-run first inning. Had some troubles defensively for the Padres in the fourth inning. Blackman's grounded to first, gets through for one error by Will Myers, then a throwing error coming up here from Hunter Renfroe, and a couple of runs score in this sequence. All part of a 3-run fourth inning for the Rockies, and they were well on their way to a 7-1 advantage at that point. I think 3 in the fifth, one more in the seventh inning. 11-3 now. The Rockies on top of the Padres. They come to bat here in the top of the ninth inning. Alexi Amarista started this game at short, is now the center fielder. 1 for 4 games, singled to right field and scored a run in the fifth inning. Or Kirby Yates, he worked the eighth and is back out there for the ninth. A little tardy on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
You got a nickname, Yates, Rowdy, right? Rowdy Yates from Rawhide. Remember the old TV show Rawhide?
I do not.
Oh, that's a shocker.
Another show
You
I
not
don't remember.
The show. Wow. You get out much?
What are we thinking here? 50s, 60s? When was Rawhide?
Clint Eastwood was Rowdy Yates on the TV show Rawhide.
What years were
And it's not too many guys named Yates. So I think it's only appropriate we dub him Rowdy.
Oh, that's right. Didn't you ask when we met Kirby if you'd been called that? That's right.
In Arizona.
That's right.
He goes, yeah, I've heard that before.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Amarista strikes out for the first out of the ninth inning. Let's hear the copyright from Mark Grant.
Thank you, Donald. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced, retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Nicely done. One down here in the ninth. Dustin Garneau coming up here, the catcher. He's been on 3 times. A double, a single, and a walk, and he has scored twice.
That's sneaky 94, like you said, huh?
Yeah, late life. That one's by him. 0-2.
Got some late life, as you mentioned.
Look at that.
Oh, you look
rising.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to punch your analyst, so you do.
Are you punching me?
Yeah. Feels good. The 0-2. And a swing and a miss. All gas, all by him. Back-to-back Ks.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep those fastballs rolling. Oh, those bats are slowing. Rawhide. Right after him with the four-seamer. He's late. Short arm right out of the back of the cap. Going right after him.
2 down here in the ninth. Matt Valleca took over at shortstop, getting his second at bat, actually pinch hit first in the 7th inning. And flied out to right field, 0 for 1. Popped up around second base.
Home run in a phone booth.
It's going to be an out, caught by the second baseman, Sardinez. On to the bottom of the ninth, 11-3 Rockies. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco, your complete pet store with all the services you need. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new guacamole and bacon chicken sandwich, only at Jack in the Box. That's on to the last half of the ninth inning at Petco Park with the Rockies on top 11-3. Hector Sanchez going to lead it off here in the pitcher's spot. To begin things here in the last of the ninth inning. New pitcher on for the Rockies. The veteran right-hander Chad Qualls into the game.
Chad Qualls, a former Padre, known for his sinker and slider, but sinker heavy. And I mean that both ways. He'll throw it a lot, and it is a heavy pitch. And it's one of those pitches, Don, to where, like, if you get jammed with it, feels like you're hitting a shot put when he's really on with his two-seam fastball.
Third pitcher used by Bud Black in the game. Sanchez, of course, had the big pinch hit two-run home run on Sunday to tie the game, and a blown save to Mark Melancon in San Francisco on Sunday. Runs away, and it's 2-0. Chris Russin went 2 innings, giving up a hit, no runs, no walks, and he struck out 2. Antonio Zenzatello, the pitcher of record right now, with the first 6 innings, giving up 3 runs, 2 earned.
Yes, Zenzatello continues to impress. His first outing this year was 5 innings. After that, 7, 7, 7, 6, and 6 tonight. So he's pitched well.
6 innings, 93 pitches for Zenzatello. Will be his 4th win of the year. Came in at 3-1 individually. 2-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss. Sanchez strikes out for the first out of the 9th inning. Timeout for the Bill Howe play of the game, and Carlos Gonzalez on a diving catch out in right field. Didn't look like he had a chance, and out of nowhere, back onto the warning track, diving and making the catch.
You know, that was a big out, because if he gets on base, and once again, the Padres, don't get me wrong, they had a lot of work to do, but still, you get a base runner there, that could have been, if it caroms off, and I hate to play, let's not even talk about it. He made a great catch.
Schimpf was robbed. It was Schimpf that was robbed in the right field corner there by Gonzalez. And that was the lead off the 6th inning.
That was a good catch. Let's play the game.
Down here in the 9th inning, Luis Torrens batting for the first time.
Did you say Torrens?
I said Torrens.
Okay. Is that the right way to say it?
It is.
Okay. You sure?
Pretty solid. Yeah, that's what he has to be called in spring training. So. Do you want to call him something else, or
just want to get the pronunciation right?
Luis Torrens. Two, and that's inside for ball 3.
You made this big hubbub before the game about do not cross this line, and you put some tape on our desk. You put this line right here that says do not cross Don Mark.
Right.
And you keep on hitting me. You're crossing the line.
Torrens strikes out for the 2nd out of the 9th inning. I just thought that because of all your stuff, and you have a large number of stuff, I will say.
Large number of stuff?
Yes, a large
that's
number
that
of stuff.
Northeastern education paying off.
2 frogs with tennis rackets.
Right.
You have pens, you have pencils, you have scorecards, you have tape. And a lot of it was making its way over onto Donnie's side. And I thought, maybe I should build a line here that says do not cross. And then I have an arrow here that says Mark, and then I have an arrow that says Don. So you stay on Mark's side, and Don will stay on his side.
I'm going to put my frog right there.
Well, the frog can stay in the middle. That's fine. But it's just a lot of the stuff I noticed now that I'm doing every game with you is starting to make its way over to this side of the booth. And I'm feeling crowded.
Okay. You want your space?
I want some space. So there are a lot of issues. And so I just think this will help us both. How do you feel about it?
I feel comfortable.
Is there a reason you need 2 frogs with tennis rackets?
They were sent to me by fans.
Uh-huh. 1-2 to Cordoba. He is on the ground to shortstop. The Lakers throw is in time, and the Rockies have secured game 2 of the series. They hold on to win 11-3 over the Padres tonight. The rubber game will be tomorrow. We'll check in with Mike Pomerantz and what's in store, Mike.
Well, for one thing, we're going to keep Mark Grant away from you, give you that space you desired. Also, Tony Gwynn Jr. is going to join me. We're going to hear from Andy Green. We'll take over some really wild highlights around the big leagues in moments.